All right, guys, we're gonna try something different here. I was not gonna do this tonight because I feel like I've done enough paint pouring in the last few weeks, but I got sucked down the YouTube rabbit hole when I came home and watched somebody do this with these colors and this technique, and I had all the supplies here. I liked her outcome. I'm gonna see if I can get something similar. I may get something nothing like what she did, but let me move some of my other crafting junk out of the way. So basically, all of my paints are mixed up and ready to pour. What I'm gonna do for this canvas, this is a pretty good sized canvas. I'm gonna use 3 cups. I'm gonna do the layered technique where I layer my colors in, and then I'm gonna flip all of them and then pour them out. So that's the plan. All of my paints are already mixed up. I'm using glue and water for my pouring medium. I did about 50-50 of each. Mix that up, and then I'd say I have a 50% pouring medium to paint ratio in my cups here. I did add silicone to all of these, just like 2 drops. So I've got a pink color. This one here is kind of a turquoise, if you can see that. And then I have a ton of white here because we are going to use that in between each of our layers. So I'm just making sure I got everything mixed up. I'm going to pull out these sticks and start layering in my cups. I'm always so careful not to get anything on my canvas, and I'm not really sure why, because it's not really going to matter in the scheme of things. It's all going to get covered up, so just something to think about. Don't panic if you drip paint or whatever onto your painting before you've actually done your pour. All right, so I think I'm just, like I said, I'm gonna go through and layer these in my cups. We're gonna start with some white. Oh, that's a lot in that one. Okay, a little bit there. And the consistency on these feel pretty good, so I hope we're okay there. Blue here. Oh, but it is getting mixed into the white. Okay, well, like I said, we're gonna go with it. This may turn out like a disaster, or it may turn out exactly like hers, or it may turn out nothing like I expect. Who knows? We're just gonna go for it regardless. So I'm just layer in the white. Some pink. Yeah, see, these colors are all sinking in. There may be, oh, well, I don't know. We may still get, I think, the effect that I'm hoping. So, fingers crossed. Now, see, there, I just dumped some paint on my canvas. It's fine. All right, I'm gonna put some white. Oh, God, we're gonna run out of white, actually. All right. I still think I'll go ahead and layer one more, maybe not as much of these 2 colors. So we've got our teal. Even though we ran out of white, I might be able to salvage just a little bit out of here. And we'll do one more layer of pink, and then I am going to dump these suckers. So I'm sorry if you guys can't hear me. I forget that I need to speak up so if the phone picks up and you can hear me. All right, pink, last layer of pink. All right, so I think I am going to just dump up here. There's one. This paint is really gonna move. Oh wow, we're already getting some really cool cells though. All right, okay. Wow, that's a lot of paint. I maybe should have put these, oh, well, I'm gonna swipe them, so I'm gonna let that paint come out for a minute. And then I'm gonna do this. definitely need to start moving my paint this way because it's definitely going off of my canvas. Maybe I should have centered my cups a little more. Probably wasn't so necessary since my, I had a lot of paint there. But it was like immediately moving. But I'm already getting some like really big cells in here, which is cool. I don't want to lose too much of that though, so I'm trying not to stretch it too much, yet I still have to stretch it to get it off the canvas. So it's probably gonna take me a little while here so I can keep some of this centered and keep it from stretching too much. Just let the paint kind of do its thing here. It's gonna come over this edge down here. All right, so we got something happening there. Let's tilt this way just a little. I don't want to lose these cells. I think my initial paint colors were a little darker than the ones that she used in the video. She might have used a little brighter pink, and maybe, all right, we're gonna help our edges here and clean up underneath so that it stops pulling the paint. I gotta come back this way so we make sure we get that other edge. Yeah, I don't want to lose too much of the cells that we've got going here. Unfortunately, because my paint was thinner than it probably needed to be, we're probably still gonna lose more than I want, but that's okay. Like I said, this may turn out nothing like I wanted or thought it would. This already does not look like the painting that I was going off of. I think my paint is darker to begin with. All right, but we are definitely getting some bigger cells, which is kind of what I was going for. That seems to be working out. I've got to stretch it to this corner, unfortunately. I hope I don't lose too much of what's going on here. All right, over that edge. Yeah, see, I'm losing those cells because it's having to stretch too much. Oh, but now see, while I pour it back this way, you guys can't see, but some of them are coming back. So I'm just gonna keep stretching it, at least so I make sure I get my edges covered, and we'll see what comes back from what moves back onto the canvas. And then I am gonna hit this with some heat and see if we can't pull out some of those cells. And I thought I had a lot of white. I probably should have used more white to help keep this from getting that kind of muddied look that we get, but I still am kind of liking the effect, and I think with some heat we might see still some more things happen. Unfortunately, I gotta get it stretched down here. I don't really like all this dark down here, so I'm okay with trying to run some of that off of the canvas. It's too dark down here in my opinion. So maybe I can pull back some of that white that we have in the middle part. All right, there we go. So I do still, unfortunately, all those cells I had initially are completely gone because my paint was just absolutely much thinner than I expected. But I do see some cells still underneath there popping up, even now that I'm like laying it down and stopping. I'm just rubbing underneath my canvas from all that excess paint, because that will continue to pull paint off of your painting. So if you're happy with the result that you have at this point, you don't want it to keep dripping off the edges. I mean, it's still going to some extent. Oh, but I'm still getting a lot of cells popping up in here, even though I didn't get the color separation that I was kind of going for. Let me get my dirty cups out of the way and wash my hands real quick. And then I'm gonna grab the heat gun while it just sits for a minute. gonna grab this heat gun. All right. So you guys probably can't see the detail from where you're at. I'm gonna turn you just a little. But I do have some big cells coming up. So I'm gonna kick on this heat gun and just put some heat over it and see if I can't get some more to pop out, and maybe some of those that I have already to kind of do something else. So let's see. Oh yeah, some of these. Some little ones to pop up over here. These in here look kind of cool. Just trying to see if we can get some of these bigger ones to kind of open up more. I don't mind getting some more of the little ones in there. I just don't want it to mess up what I've got going with some of the big ones that have popped out. So I'm gonna bring it in a little closer over here and see if we can't pop out some little ones. Break up this color. Oh, cool. Alright. Yeah, I'm getting something. Ooh, I'm getting some big ones to come out over here. Alright, guys, that heat gun gets really hot. So I definitely got some more cells to pop out in here. And some of the bigger ones that I had, I already say I'm gonna need to get my tweezers because I've got some like dry paint. I'm just gonna see if I can't maybe shift it just a little to get some of those bigger cells that opened up to maybe open up just a little bit more. But I don't want to lose them, so. It did bring out some cool smaller ones though. And I do kind of, you guys are like, what the heck, it looks like a big old mess, but I'll grab you and bring you a little closer so you can see, because it actually does look pretty cool up close. There's a lot more detail than what's probably showing up on the camera, just because the colors kind of became a little more blended and muted than normal. Hands, so I can grab the camera, and then I will give you a close-up. All right. All right, guys. So I'm not sure how well you can see the detail, but see if you look, all those cells that popped out. I did get some bigger cells in this one. That's something that we haven't gotten in some of the other paintings that we've done, so I don't love it. I don't hate it. I hope you're able to, it's picking up some of this detail in the cells, but so there you go, guys. That is our painting. And this way. I need to go grab my tweezers so I can get some of that paint out of there that's got dried paint in it, and let this keep doing its thing. All right, thanks guys.